Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Industry Sunday
with your hosts, Jake Levan
and Kennedy Novi. What if we did the names at the same time, too?
Could you imagine?
It just is a fucking jumbled mess. Let's try it.
Kennedy Novi. And Jacob Novi.
Did I tell you about the one time I went to a restaurant in Chicago and the guy's name was Jacob Novi? And I was like, oh, my name is also Novi.
It would be funny if I was there.
Yeah, I'd be like, look, this is your future.
I'd be like, look.
Because you're definitely taking my name if we get married.
No, it's going to have a hyphen.
No,
I'm going to change my last name to like Banks. Jacob Banks.
Sounds so rich.
Yeah, but then
if you're doing that, I'm going to change my name to
Rockefeller. Then they see my credit card statement and I'm like, yeah, you're going to be bankrupt. Jacob Bankrupt.
Jacob Bankrupt. Jacob Bankrupture.
Ooh. Ruptures are still sensitive.
Too soon. Yeah.
Still healing.
Oops.
Okay, well.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I guess.
What did you do this week?
What did I do this week? Okay. She's choking.
I choked on my water.
You weren't even drinking water.
No, I was holding it in my mouth.
Why were you holding it?
I don't know, but either it was my spit or water, and it was a little too liquidy to me.
Okay.
Oh my God.
That's fine.
That's gross.
Your eye is watery.
I know.
Just breathe.
I couldn't breathe. I actually just said, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I literally choked on my food. And I was sitting at home and I was like, what the fuck do I do? Because I couldn't get it out. I was just eating too fast.
I just accept it. Natural selection's taken me.
Yeah, but I was like, I don't want to go this way. It's too painful.
Bye.
Got to give myself the Heimlich.
My grandma had a piece of steak stuck in her throat and was choking on it, and she drove herself to the hospital.
Really?
I don't know. She's crazy German. Okay, yeah. What did I do this week? This weekend it was beautiful here in good old Chicago.
Yeah, it was until it wasn't.
Yeah, that's true. Now it's not. Now it's kind of gross.
It's been raining and cold the last couple of days, which is kind of nice though. After how hot it's been. Yeah, it's kind of nice to have a little bit of sweater weather.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of a pool situation on Saturday, and then randomly received a text message from an unknown number for just a screenshot of a ticket to Heatwave.
An unknown number?
Yeah, come to find out, it was Grace who finagled it, but they didn't say anything. There was no hey, heard you need a ticket. It was just a ticket.
Someone sent you
just sent it.
Oh,
so then I was like, okay. Anyways, let's go to Heatwave. So I went to Heatwave. It's fun. It's like a little music festival. I would say it's kind of underwhelming compared to other music festivals that I've
It looked pretty empty when I was
into. Yeah, it wasn't it's Northerly Island. It's so hard to get over there to begin with. It's so far away, and Ubers and stuff can't even pull up anywhere close. I had to walk a mile to get there.
I was watching your guys' location and I saw how long you were walking.
Yeah, I was like, ugh, I should have brought my.
How did you get out of there? The worst part about Northerly Island is leaving Northerly Island.
I just walked a long time, walked all the way down Michigan, all the way to Wacker almost.
Oh my God.
Which was fine.
Did Grace walk too, or did she get a car? Oh my God.
I should have brought my Heelys.
You just zoom away.
Yeah,
you're like, bye.
Scoot, bitch. Or those big, the one tire things.
Yeah.
It's electric unicycles.
Oh shit, I've seen those. There's no handlebars or anything. No. It's the hoverboard, but scarier.
There was a group of them driving by when we were walking back, and I was like,
fuck, that was really nice.
I didn't know the Segway tours went this late.
Honestly, Heelys going to a music festival like that is not a bad idea. Just pop the wheels out and put them in your purse.
That's what I'm saying. And just be scooting around.
Okay, yeah. I had a pretty boring week. I just worked, and then I just moved into a new apartment a couple weeks ago. It used to be a hotel, so it's a cute little studio. I have been having nightmares that there's people haunting my room. I don't think they're true, but
Speaking of,
no sleep paralysis yet.
We're having a little bit of a haunted episode.
We have a spooky episode.
Spooky dookie.
I'm excited. I listen to a lot of the podcasts I listen to are conspiracy theories and scary stories and stuff.
It's perfect because it's raining outside. It's
a spooky Sunday. It feels the other day. Okay, so I guess what I did this weekend, I stayed in all weekend because I like my new apartment. It's so cozy. I just don't want to leave, And it's so nice because I don't have an AC yet because you have to get it installed because it's an old building.
Oh.
Yeah, and like the guy just hasn't been there, and like I'm supposed to drop off a check. I don't have any checks. I have Wells Fargo Bank. I can't like. There's no Wells Fargo anywhere.
There is. It's an hour away.
Yeah, I might have to like have someone else write a check and Venmo them or something. Like my
literally need a
co-sus or
physical check.
Yeah,
For just to put
I wonder.
in the AC?
I don't. Yeah, it has to be check. I might ask if they'll take cash or something.
You could. I mean, you could go to any bank with money and just get like a cashier's check.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. No, but so I've just been staying in because I can leave the windows open and it's nice in there. But I feel like once it gets hot again, I'm gonna be gone.
You're gonna be toasty.
I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna be sitting in the lobby.
Like the girl from like the anti-weed commercial where she's like melted into the couch.
That would be me. That was me the first week I moved in. But anyways, so I just got the new Zelda Tears of the Kingdom game. So that's all I did all weekend was play that.
Her face was 2 inches from the screen.
Oh, I started having dreams about being in the game and like my eyes started to hurt. I had to take a break from it, but every day a couple hours at least.
Gotta get those like blue glasses.
That's a good idea. So I can play more games.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting a work call right now. No, can't answer that.
Sorry, we're already working.
Yeah, I'm working my second job.
You're gonna have to leave a voicemail.
No, but
So sorry.
so sorry. No, and then on Sunday I went to the Midsummer Fest in Andersonville.
So you did do stuff.
I left the house once, and I was dragged out of the house. I didn't want to go.
How is Midsummer? I've never been. I literally lived like a block away from it for 3 years.
It was actually really fun because Jake and I used to live right on like a street adjacent to where this fest is. But it was my friend Pez's birthday. She's a listener.
Hey,
so
Pez.
at first I was like, because I forgot it was her birthday, right? And then
what a good friend you are.
I know. I'm sorry. I apologize profusely to her. I knew it was like earlier that week. I was like, okay, it's Sunday, and I just forgot. Like
I have to set Google
the
reminders.
week happened, and it just erased my memory. And no, like when I got sent the text about either going to the Gold Coast Art Festival or what it's the Old Town
Art Fest.
Old Town.
Old Town.
When I got that text, I was like, oh, cool. Old Town's like a few blocks away. I'll just walk to that. Like that'll give me an excuse to leave the house. And then they settled on the Andersonville one. And I was like, oh, like that's too far. I'm not going to go. And then my friend Kosas was like, no, it's her birthday. I was like, oh, shit, I'm going. I'm
have
going.
to go now.
Yeah. But it was really cute. It was raining.
Oh my God.
But I had one Aperol Spritz. And then I was dancing to ABBA with Pez and Kosas and all of them.
Yeah, they
in
have
the
like a really
street.
good ABBA tribute band every year.
Yeah, no, it was a DJ that was playing ABBA.
never mind. It's
Yeah.
like it was
I think
a-
I missed the ABBA performer. That was probably Saturday night. But they had a lot of really good street performers, a lot of really cool booths. But there wasn't really anyone there because it was rain. It was like misting rain, so it was uncomfortable. But I had fun because I hadn't been outside all weekend, so it felt nice. Yeah, I was like, let the rain fall down.
You wrote that much stuff.
Yeah,
It was like a lot.
that's what you do when you plan out an episode, Jake.
I just wing it.
I know you do.
Wingity wang.
If I wasn't here, it would be very boring.
It'd be great, honestly. It would just be on like tantrums the whole
See,
time.
that sounds awful. That sounds like my worst nightmare.
Why? It'd be funny.
No. But yeah, that's all I did this weekend. But
I got
guess-
on one of those like light up bikes, you know, like
yeah,
we always make fun of people for.
pedicabs or whatever.
Yeah. And like
I was gonna say every time I go to Northerly Island, I always end up on one of those.
I'm waving at everybody. I'm like, thank you guys for coming. Like,
You're like a princess.
everybody's like, who the fuck is this loser?
Like, oh god, this guy. He's
Like,
got the festival wristband on.
he like takes a turn. I follow and roll.
just for the plot.
I'm like, whoa!
You throw yourself out. And you're like, I'm suing.
I felt like Shrek. Like what the.
Oh my god, when they're going to far, far away land. Or whatever.
Yeah.
You're like donkey in the back. So you're donkey. You're not Shrek.
Yeah.
You're donkey in the back. Are we there yet?
Yeah. Okay, let's jump into it.
Yeah, I have a couple of current events for the week from restaurantdive.com. We mentioned this before we did the intro, but Grubhub cut 15% of their staff this month. Yeah, about 400 positions. At first I thought that meant
they only have that many employees.
they cut. Yeah, they don't have very many. Like it's corporate employees. It's not like the drivers. I looked it up. I was like,
I've heard they haven't been doing very well. Anyway.
yeah, I was like, how do you fire a Grubhub driver? I don't think that makes any sense. You just like cancel their account. You're like, never come back.
Like, I don't think you really pay them to begin with.
Yeah. The Grubhub drivers unionized. They're like, we have our own clients now. We'll just do it pro bono.
Like, you just are all cooking in our kitchens.
Yeah. But I also read that 6 months ago, DoorDash laid off over 1,000 people. So, I mean, I think DoorDash might be a bigger company, but both were citing a rise in business since pre-pandemic, but higher costs for labor and operating, which a lot of restaurants are citing as well for layoffs and stuff.
Yeah, well, shit's expensive, and I need to live, so I need more money.
Well, yeah, the cost of living goes up, then you have to start paying employees more, especially salaried and hourly employees. Like, it's just how the cookie crumbles. The next one, you're going to like this one. Cracker Barrel, Panda Express, and Cheesecake Factory are all rolling out rewards programs.
Why would I like that?
Because you like Cracker Barrel.
I've never been to a Cracker. I went to a Cracker Barrel.
Am I the one that likes Cracker Barrel?
I went to a Cracker Barrel once, and I had grits for the first time. I was like 7. I like almost threw up on the floor.
Oh, I love Cracker Barrel. I've been singing. The reason I thought, or like it caught my eye when I saw that they're doing a rewards program. Get off your phone.
I'm not on my phone. I'm listening to you.
You're looking at Snapchat.
Keep talking. It's not for me. It's for the audience.
It's for you. It's for you too. We're supposed to have a conversation.
I'm just listening to you talk.
Okay. Well, I saw a TikTok of people. Do you know how Cracker Barrel decorates like the dining room? Have you ever seen pictures
Just
of
like
it?
wood.
No, it's like a bunch of knickknacks and shit and like pictures all over the walls.
Knick-knack, paddywhack, give the dog a ball.
Yeah. There's a TikTok trend right now that people are pranking Cracker Barrel and going in and putting photos of themselves on the walls. Like they go to like an old timey photo booth or whatever, like where you get dressed up like a Westerner and they're taking sepia tone photos and putting them in the restaurant decor. And
I would do that.
Some people said that they didn't notice for like 6 months before they realized and they took it down.
I would do that.
We should probably do that.
I don't, yeah. I mean, I don't want to eat there, but I'll put a picture out.
Yeah, seriously. And then the last one is restaurant industry predictions from the NRA show came out.
They have predictions?
They have predictions for like the trend in restaurants this year. Yeah. It's based on like the lack of restaurant workers, how like most places are understaffed still. They're going to have more lenient immigration policies in a lot of restaurant like corporations. And they also are going to start, there's like robot fry cooks that won some awards there. I don't know if you saw that when you were there. But they're also going to start automating checking payroll, tipping out, checking compliance with labor laws and scheduling. So there'll be like an automated like software that's going to do it. And updates to these issues could save about 3,000 hours of work per restaurant or 1.5 full-time managers. That's the equivalent.
Holy shit.
So that could cut like 1.5 managers from every restaurant in the city and the country.
We
really.
already don't have enough managers, so let's be honest.
That's where they need to cut down on staffing, I feel, because that's probably the most expensive labor. It's probably a manager or like a cook.
True.
Yeah, that's all I got for current events.
Yeah. I mean, my current event is just the guy that got eaten by the shark. And now they're
Yeah.
like mummifying the shark.
Yeah, we were gonna do this as our like first current event of the day, but Jake saw a video of a guy get eaten by a shark in Egypt, and it was like very graphic. And then I read a story about it, and it said that the shark played with them for 2 hours after he died. 2 hours.
And then now they're mummifying it.
Well, I don't understand how it took a rescue boat to get out there for 2 hours.
I don't know. I mean, rest in peace. It's a sad story, but
It is sad.
it's everywhere right now.
Yeah, I haven't seen it until you showed me, but they're mummifying the shark.
What's
It's
going on
very
with the
Egypt.
water lately? Then there was like the cruise ship
the video of the
kid.
mermaids. Did you see that one?
What?
Yeah, there was a fishing boat that caught video of mermaids, 2 swimming alongside the boat, and you could hear them singing, like the siren sound or whatever.
Bullshit.
Oh, it was very real looking. I'll send it to you later.
Okay, I'll get it.
Oh my God, yeah. It's just the water is it's the Little Mermaid movie. They're coming after us.
Somebody's got
too
to be fucking
realistic.
some shit up. It's kind of like when the clowns came out. Like it's something.
Oh yeah, it's some sort of like payback for something karmic.
Yeah, something. I have no idea.
It's the stars.
I'm a star.
Mercury's in retrograde. I don't know. Do you want to do your story first, or should I do mine
let's
first?
do it. Because
Maybe I should do mine first because yours is gonna be more interesting, I think.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Or do you want to do yours right now?
No, it's okay. I can patiently wait.
Let's save the spooky one for the end of the episode.
Well, we already okay. Fuck me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Fine.
Oh, it's okay. Did you find a Yelp review for today too?
No.
Yeah, you can do that while I tell this story.
What was I supposed to? What if I make my own Yelp review?
You could if you want to. Like make up a review for a restaurant of your choice.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
No,
Go
I'm
off.
just kidding. I'm not gonna do that.
It's like that sounds like a liability issue, but okay. My story of the week is from an article on Thrillist by C.A. Pinkham. The title is Restaurant Customers Who Redefine the Word Idiot. So you know it's going to be good. All right. I'll just read the story as it's written by the guy who wrote it or who submitted the story. I was working in a high-end grocery store local to the Chicagoland area. Think Whole Foods, but more Midwestern. What is that, do you think? Trader Joe's?
Whole Foods, but more Midwestern?
Midwestern.
Hy-Vee?
No, they don't have those in Chicago. Mariano's.
Yeah.
Mariano's. We had a hot bar with varying offerings and a soup bar that always had either chicken noodle or chicken and dumplings on it. I worked the front end dealing with cashiers and most importantly, customer complaints. Most importantly, this man came up one night with a bowl of chicken noodle soup and proceeded to complain that he needed a full refund because there was pork in his soup. My service desk attendant knocked on the door to ask me what to do because had there been actual pork in the soup, it would have been a thing. Sensing some major fishiness, I came out and talked to the customer. I asked him what the issue was, and he explained to me that he didn't eat pork and there was rib meat listed as an ingredient on the nutrition information tabs. I explained that many chicken products use the meat between the ribs of the chicken to keep the cost down. First of all, don't admit that to the guests. Like, we're cutting costs by putting chicken rib meat in the soup.
I wouldn't know.
I just don't like the sound of that. He turned to me and shouted, "Chickens don't have ribs." Using my calmest voice, I replied, "Sir, I butcher a whole chicken every week. I've ripped open enough rib cages to know that chickens do have ribs." He looked at me sideways, took his refund, and muttered, "You should still put a sign out about the pork." Stupid.
That was it?
Yeah, he said, "Certainly, sir. I'll do that. The pork that doesn't exist."
It's kind of like tuna. Most tuna isn't all tuna.
Wait, what? Isn't all tuna? It isn't tuna?
Yeah, like in canned tuna, it's usually not all tuna. Or sometimes
what else is in there?
Sometimes there's no tuna at all.
What else is in there in substitute?
I don't know.
Ingredients of canned tuna. Well, I mean, this is still chicken. It's just chicken, like the meat between the ribs, because it's cheaper than like chicken breast.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, like tuna.
Ingredients of canned tuna. I don't know. I feel like, first of all, you don't like if somebody came up and said, like rib meat, that's pork. Like, why do you automatically assume that's pork? First of all, probably because most ribs are from pork. But
no, there's beef short rib,
baby back rib. Oh yeah, beef short rib. Beef short rib. You're right. But I feel like my first response wouldn't be, "Oh, we put chicken rib meat in there to cut costs." I'd be like, "Oh, it's just like meat that comes from between the chicken's ribs that adds more flavor." Or like you gotta like sparkle it up a little bit, you know, make it sound a little more interesting. I'm not seeing anything that says there's tuna that has something that isn't tuna in it.
Yeah, does canned tuna always have tuna?
Oh, you can make homemade canned tuna with 2.5 pounds of boneless, skinless bluefin, yellowfin, or albacore tuna loin, salt, and olive oil. That's pretty
59% of tuna Americans eat is not tuna.
Why do you find these and I can't? You find the cool, like it's your algorithm that just shows you the cooler stories.
59% of the fish labeled tuna sold at restaurants and grocery stores in the USA is not tuna. Sushi restaurants are far more likely to mislabel their fish than grocery stores or other restaurants. In Chicago, Austin, New York, and Washington, D.C., every single sushi restaurant sampled sold mislabeled tuna. 84% of fish samples labeled white tuna were actually escalar, a fish that caused prolonged, uncontrollably oily anal leakage.
Ew, what?
Wait, wow.
Jesus.
The only fish more likely to be misrepresented than tuna was snapper, which was mislabeled 87% of the time, and was in actuality any of 6 different species.
Like in a restaurant, you're saying? Like, When
Yeah.
you buy a whole fish, it's usually not the actual fish that you're buying.
I guess.
Oh, that's really fucked up because they
So,
charge you for a lot.
Sushi venues, depending on like a number of fish, out of 300 fish, 74% were mislabeled.
Oh my God.
Out of restaurants, out of 300 fish, 38%. Out of grocery stores, 18% out of 900.
I feel like grocery stores at the least should get it right because they sell from distributors, not their own product. But a restaurant or a sushi restaurant, yeah, they're cutting it up and cooking it up. If you don't know your stuff, you might be eating a different fish than you ordered.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all know United States health regulations, so
Yeah.
I don't have a Yelp review.
I guess we could just do mine. We can talk about it.
Yeah, okay.
We
Well,
can
that
rate
was
it
my
out of
Yelp
10.
review. I was reviewing the tuna.
That's your Yelp review. Well, that counts.
You think so?
Yeah, it's good. Good enough. Good enough. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, I'm done. It's your turn.
What? Do a Yelp review?
No, Yelp review's the end. That's the game.
Oh. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to.
No, you're going to tell your spooky story.
Oh,
now.
yeah. So I got spooky story.
Oh, now he's all excited. He gets to tell a story.
Spooky
Spooky Sunday.
So
That would be a good sidebar podcast. We do also a spooky podcast called Spooky Sunday.
spooky. Yeah. So anyway, sorry. I got kind of carried away there for a second. So this was actually told by the Food Network. They did like what's the most haunted restaurant in each state.
That's cool.
Course.
Did Guy Fieri go and ghost hunt?
I don't know. You ask him.
I mean, it should be in your story.
It's not.
Okay.
So the Food Channel has compiled a list of the most haunted places to dine in each of the 50 states. Obviously, it was Halloween season when they did this. So for Illinois, the spookiest restaurant, according to the Food Network, is found in Chicago. This obviously makes sense because Chicago is home to many old buildings and plenty of ghost stories.
Hence my haunted hotel apartment.
Oh shit, it's raining. Is that a tornado?
Oh, you can hear it.
Okay,
Listen to the rain.
we're gonna get flooded. Anyways, so the perfect timing. For
Yeah,
this
it's like
spooky story.
Oh, now I'm scared. The rain
So-
started right when you started telling the story.
Allegedly, the Chicago Chop House is the most haunted restaurant in Illinois.
Wait. We got to post a picture of it on the
Yes.
podcast. It looks like a haunted building.
It is. So the Chicago Chop House at 60 West
I
Ontario
was like, wait,
Street.
Chicago Cut? No.
It opens its doors in 1987. It actually just had new ownership took over in 2017, and they updated the menu, renovated
that
the
old.
building, and added nightly music. Well, it just got bought out again.
Well, 1987 isn't that long ago.
It opened its doors. That's
Yeah.
like when they started.
Yeah, when they opened, that's not that long ago.
But that's not how old the building is.
How old's the building?
So I'm getting there.
Okay.
Though the restaurant has been around a while, the building it resides in has even more history.
Oh.
The River North Steakhouse is situated inside a 125-year-old Victorian brownstone built in 1897.
Jesus, dude.
So why is the restaurant thought to be haunted? So the Food Network tells the story of the Minier family who lived in the building. Electrician Robert Minier's 9-year-old daughter Florence died in the brownstone, and her ghost is said to still haunt the building.
Ooh.
Staff and diners alike have heard a child crying, witnessed wine glasses flying off of the bar and shattering on the floor, and seen lights turn on and off on their own. Sightings have taken place all times of the day and on all 3 levels of the restaurant.
Damn.
The best time and place to go spot a ghost is said to be in the evening on the 3rd floor. So, where did the ghost story come from? The Chop House has an old Chicago ambiance, not to mention 1,400 historic photos lining its walls to set the mood, making ghost stories seem believable. However, as exciting as the tale sounds, there's actually very little information regarding the Minier family and their daughter Florence.
Ooh.
So, with all this being said, some other person, Lillian Stone, went out and tried to find the origin of the tragic story of Florence, but she was unable to find a single mention of a 9-year-old Florence Minier who died in 1906. So, there's a lot of spookiness around this. But yeah, it's just a quick little snippet. So you guys, if you want to ever go to have a spooky dinner, Chicago Chop House on an evening and ask for the 3rd floor.
We should go.
No, I'm okay.
You don't like, you wanted to take me to that haunted cemetery that like Al Capone and gangsters used to dump bodies at. What's that called?
Oh, Bachelor's Grove.
Yeah, you wanted to go there. You don't want to go to the haunted restaurant?
It is haunted.
You don't want to go to the haunted restaurant though?
No. I don't want to eat and get haunted at the same time. It's like one or the other.
We don't have to eat.
What, I'm just going to go sit up there and occupy a table and then not tip? Just so I can like hang out with Florence or whatever the fuck her name is? Fabian.
We'll eat and then we'll look for the hauntings. We'll just linger.
We just like hide in the bathroom until they close.
Extra. Oh yeah, we stay the night.
Ew. I'm honestly surprised that doesn't happen more often. Like actually like somebody like hides in a restaurant like bathroom or something. And like
there was one time in college someone fell asleep in our basement and no one noticed. And they woke up and like tried to leave through like the opening that goes out into the sidewalk that like the beer reps and liquor reps like bring the boxes and like kegs down through. There was also one time where someone slept in a booth, but I feel like it wasn't neither of those times were intentional. So
no, we had somebody fall asleep in one of our private rooms and like we didn't know for like a long time and like we all like would always just check the room and there was just some bitch sleeping.
Yeah.
I was like,
well,
hey,
it's funny.
Sis, you gotta go.
Yeah. Like in my Chicago restaurant, we never really checked for people in booths or in the bathroom sleeping that I can remember. But yeah, in college, we had to like go and do a booth check every single time we were closed up and check the basement and the bathrooms because it happens so often that people would pass out.
Stop sleeping.
Well, if you're in a booth in the side room, like, and you don't really go back and clean in there after like a bar night because like they clean that like earlier in the night because I mean nobody really goes in there. It's only like people that are back there like having conversations or making out with someone that really go back there. So we never went back and deep cleaned those booths at the end of the night.
Ew.
Just the ones in the main room.
Yummy.
But that's it. College bar.
Yummy.
But yeah, one time someone fell asleep in the booth, woke up and set off the alarm system because everyone was gone. Like imagine like
I would
oh
be
my god,
so scared.
waking up and the siren that noise like.
So loud.
When they train you to be a closing manager at that place, they test the alarm so you know what it sounds like. So you know that you don't want to fuck up and accidentally trigger the alarm or not set it correctly or whatever. So I know how loud that thing is. And like, if you're like half drunk, half awake,
I'd be
like
kicking the door down.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Get
Running
me out of here.
And then the door doesn't really unlock from the inside that I can remember. So they're probably stuck in there until someone came.
Oh my God.
With the siren.
You're like, hey, I fell asleep here.
But this reminds me, when you were telling that story, I remembered our friend Phil telling us about how Tao is haunted, the nightclub. Yeah. So I looked it up. And
you did?
Yes. And this is from an article from Eater Chicago, but it's old. It's from 2014. So it's back when it was Castle Chicago, which is like a different nightclub.
It's still the same building.
It's the same building. It's like it looks like a castle, like a big mansion. I wonder what it used to be. I should look that up.
I'm looking it up.
So it says plenty of folks wouldn't be caught dead at any iteration of this Gold Coast haunt, which was once Limelight and Excalibur. But before the terrors of Trixies and tourists, the building dates back to 1892. Oh, wait, no, I found it. This Gothic castle served as the original home of the Chicago Historical Society, which changed names in 2006 to the Chicago History Museum, which we now know moved to a location on, I think, North and State or something. I don't know. It's over in close to like the Lincoln Park area. Workers discovered the bones of victims from Great Chicago Fire in 1871 in the society's basement. Holy shit. Because they built it in 1892, so they built it on top of dead bodies, basically. That like were covered in ash or something. I wonder if Phil knows that. That's scary.
Let's send him this.
As the previous building on the site was destroyed in the blaze. According to the Historic Bars of Chicago, these victims reportedly continue to haunt the club. That's so scary.
They're up there fucking with the DJ booth.
Yeah. Well, no, Phyllis told us that like sometimes after they close or like when it's dark in there and you're going to like the storage room by yourself or something, like you hear and see shit, like things fly off the wall. Like that's so scary.
I'm kind of here for it.
There's a couple other bars that they talked about. Gold Star Bar.
I don't know what that is.
It's on Division. 1755 West Division. It looks like it's like pretty far on the west side of Division. I think it's like more like Wicker Park area.
Okay, heard.
The Gold Star was once a stronghold for Green Bay Packers fans, but even more frightening is that a man was fatally...
What's even more frightening than a Green Bay Packers fan?
Not a lot of things. We're both from Minnesota. They're the most frightening.
I'm just kidding.
Is that a man was fatally shot by the Gold Star's former owner while the man attempted to rob the bar. That man's spirit reportedly still haunts the bar. Employees have also reported seeing the spirit of a woman wearing lime green.
Ew.
That's also scary.
That's tragic.
Is this bar just trolling?
Put her to rest, bitch. Lime green. She's walking around looking like the inside of a kiwi.
Oh my God. Ugh. Oh wait, the Hangy Uppie is haunted.
Who's the Hangy? That sounds like it would be.
You've never heard of the Hangy Uppie?
No, it sounds like
the Hang Up. It's kind of by it's by like Vag or Triangle. It's right by Maple and Ash and like
Hangy Uppie.
Sparrow. Have I taken you to Sparrow ever?
No.
Okay. Well, it's a bar that's open till like 4 or 5 on the weekends. I've never been in there, but I live like right next to it now, so I might start going in there.
By Dublin's?
Yes, it's right by Dublin's. It's like a block away. It's on Elm Street.
Oh, perfect. So it's on Elm Street and it's called Hangy Uppie.
The Hangy Uppie Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, wow. I can imagine why it would sound haunted.
It's spelled HANGGE -UPPE. It's supposed to be the hang up, but it's the Hangy Uppie.
Yeah, somebody was getting hanged up.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Okay, it says, let's face it.
Anyway.
Nearly every patron's seen a late night dream die on the dance floor at the Hangy Uppie. This is a really funny article. It's a very clever author.
Late night dream.
A late night dream die on the dance floor. It's when someone won't go home with you at the end of the night.
Is that what that is?
I think so. 4 a.m. Someone realizes I should go home.
When those lights come on?
Oh yeah, it's hard to go home with someone at 4 a.m. because you don't want to be in someone else's house when the lights turn on outside.
The sun?
Yeah.
Like the sun comes out?
The alarm of songbirds in the morning.
Turn those lights off.
Yeah, I've heard you say that a couple times. Even passersbys, that's exactly how it's spelled, could easily mistake those late night drunken patrons waiting in line for zombies. As for the paranormal, the ghost of a woman in white supposedly haunts the bar. But then again, customers are apt to report almost anything after drinking enough Fireball. That one was kind of boring. I don't know. The other ones I don't really recognize. They're all pretty. Ricardo Enoteca. Have you heard of that one?
Yeah, I've been there yesterday.
It's haunted.
I'm kidding. I have no idea what that is.
You recognize the front of it. Look, it's in West Loop.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, so that one's haunted.
Ricardo Osteria or whatever?
Yeah, I think they must have changed the name since 2014.
Probably.
It used to be Enoteca. Or there's 2 locations, maybe. Anyways, this Italian wine bar opened in 2006 and stands near the St. Valentine's Day Massacre site at 2122 North Clark Street.
There was a St. Valentine's Day Massacre?
Ma'am? Yes, in Chicago.
What happened?
Gangsters murdered a bunch of people on Valentine's Day, like in a line. Against the wall.
Why?
You don't know about the Valentine's Day Massacre?
They were just on a date.
It's like a huge Chicago gangster story. Al Capone.
Oh, okay.
And you've been to Green Door Tavern, haven't you? The Green Mill or whatever?
I just went for the first time.
Yeah, we should go again. I've never been there.
It's okay. There's bullet holes places.
Yeah, because it used to be an Al Capone spot. He used to sit there. It was a gang spot. All right. Those who believe in the paranormal claim animals react strangely while passing by the area. Oh, that's it. That's boring. All right. St. Valentine's Day Massacre, history lesson for Jake. Because I don't really remember it vividly.
Like
okay, I'll read the Wikipedia page about it.
A normal weekend in Chicago now.
Yeah, literally. Oh, the picture is so grotesque. Oh.
Wait, I want to see it. Is it gross?
Yeah, you can see them in their chairs on the ground.
I can't see that far. What do you think I got? X-ray vision? Damn, it's juicy. Is it just men? Where's the women? Are they all gay?
Oh my God, no. It wasn't a love massacre. It was like a gang.
Oh,
like
it wasn't like couples.
No, it was just on Valentine's Day.
Oh. I thought it was like people just like going out for Valentine's Day.
And they all got killed. No.
Yeah, you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Line them up.
Say I love you one more time, buddy.
Be like, I saw you.
I was going to propose.
You gays holding hands. That's probably what it's like in Florida now, probably.
Oh, God. We were thinking about you, gays in Florida. Okay, St. Valentine's Day Massacre was the murder of 7 members and associates of Chicago's Northside Gang that occurred on Valentine's Day, 1929. The men were gathered at a Lincoln Park, Chicago garage on the morning of February 14th, 1929. They were lined up against a wall and shot by 4 unknown assailants. 2 were dressed as police officers.
Ooh.
The murders resulted from the competition for control of organized crime in the city during Prohibition between the largely Irish Northsiders headed by George Bugs Moran and their largely Italian Chicago outfit rivals led by Al Capone. The perpetrators have never been conclusively identified, but former members of the Egan's Rats gang working for Capone are suspected of involvement. Others have said that members of the Chicago Police Department who allegedly wanted revenge for the killing of a police officer's son also played a part. Spooky.
Damn, that's just corrupt. I love it.
Well, that's back when, gangs are different nowadays, but back then gangs were like, they organized the control of it was organized crime. And they also would it was like the mafia, would protect storefronts and businesses and things like that, which still probably happens. But, I listened to a podcast called Smartless. It's by, I've told you about this, right? This podcast I listened to. Jason Bateman.
Oh, yeah.
Will Arnett. Yeah, Sean Hayes. Jason Bateman's father-in-law is Paul Anka. He sings he's like, Puppy Love. And he sings, Put Your Head on My Shoulder.
Really?
Yeah. His father-in-law sings those songs. And he sang them when he was 15, 17. He was really young when he started. But he was on the podcast and he was talking about, very openly, they were trying to avoid this topic. And Paul Anka was like, no, we're talking about this. This is what happened back when I started out. The mafias in New York, Chicago, and LA controlled all the music scene, all the comedy scene, everything. And they were basically in charge, they were the agents, and they were in charge of where people could perform because they were in charge of all the bars and clubs that people would perform at. Yeah. So when you're starting out, you're basically owned by the mafia back in that day. Fun. Yeah. But I mean, he talks about it it was fine. It wasn't dangerous or anything because they were they made them a lot of money. So
yeah, it wasn't all bad.
And they were protected by them. He was Frank Sinatra, Rat Pack, all of that was involved in the mafia and gang stuff back in those days. So, and that was towards the end of that being really popular and well known.
I would love to just go back in time and see this.
Just to walk around to see Chicago back in those days would be really cool.
I don't want to be visible.
I want to be invisible.
Invisible, please.
I don't want to be a victim of any of these crimes, but I would love to see the Rat Pack hanging out and stuff. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I would do it.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Fun little history lesson. I can't believe you didn't know that.
I didn't.
I feel there's another. Have you never heard of Valentine's Day Massacre ever?
No. I feel there's probably a movie called that.
You did skip a lot of classes in high school. I feel that was one of the things we learned in high school.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, no, I wasn't there. Whoops. Sorry about that.
Do you remember, was it episode 1 that I told you about Tommy Gunn's? And I was like, oh my God, it's closed. Remember the restaurant that they do Prohibition, it's a Prohibition dinner theater or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Where they dress,
yeah.
it's all a bunch of gangsters and they're like, hide the hooch, and you have to get under the table.
Hooch? What? My cooter?
It's Prohibition. You can't have alcohol. You had to hide the hooch.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Not my cooter.
My hooter? My what?
My hooch.
My hoochie?
God.
All right. Well, what else do we have? The Yelp review.
Oh yes, it didn't save to my phone right, so I'm gonna go to my computer to find it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just talk to myself.
Yeah, tell a story.
I don't really have one.
Oh, that was boring. Well, I found it.
Okay, look at I did so well.
Yeah, you filled the space with something.
You put me on the spot.
No, that's what we do here.
I organized my closet.
That's fascinating.
I know.
It actually looks really nice in there. I went and looked.
Thanks.
Okay. This is a review from someone named Swaggy F.
Wow, this sounds like a credible source.
It's going to be, yeah. Calls himself Swaggy. Because I don't think anyone names their kid that nowadays, but whatever. They might. It's for Hillstone Rest, because the rest of the word is cut off because it's a screenshot from something. Anyways, the review says, if I could give this 0 stars, I would. Where is my chicken tenders? This is all in caps, by the way, this next part. I have been going here for years and deserve a lot of respect. How dare you? And then in lowercase, the staff was very nice to me, showing me the true respect I deserve. I have been bullied my whole life, and it's nice to have people who actually care for me once in my life. My mother disowned me. My father is a traitor. The steak was decent, I guess.
Oh my
10 out of 10, except for the chicken. R.I.P. chicken tender. You were a real friend and helped me through my lonely life. All caps. Never coming here again. From John.
The voices are active today in that one.
Yeah, it's a lot of
might be bipolar.
Might be haunted.
Bro, like you might need to be on some Wellbutrin or like I don't know, any kind of Prozac, maybe anything.
I don't know.
Like
But
the
he
mood
gave
swings.
one star, and then at the end he's like 10 out of 10 except for the chicken. It's like 1 star.
Okay.
Also, his name is Swaggy F, and at the end he signs off from John.
I'll never forget when somebody came in as it was P Diddy.
P Diddy came in.
But it wasn't P Diddy. It was
Someone was dressed like
just
him?
some random
Just
person.
look like P.
They
Diddy?
just put P Diddy in the computer as their reservation.
Oh my god! What? Sometimes like one time I saw on our open table it said Megan Fox. Clearly, just some girl who has the same name as her. It wasn't actually Megan Fox. But I wrote in the guest notes just to like play a prank on the host team. I wrote like actress.
I know, just to fuck with people.
That's all I wrote. Actress. And then a couple days later, I was at the restaurant and I asked the host, and I'm like, yeah, I saw in Open Table that there was an actress that joined us, Megan Fox. Did she come in? They're like, no, it wasn't her. They're like, we don't know who put actress in the notes. It's funny though. And they're like, it definitely wasn't her. I'm like, I wonder what she looked like.
It's just, there's some people that literally just have the same name.
Yeah.
And it's so funny to me.
It's so funny.
We're like, is that?
And they're around the same age as them too. So it's like, just like by chance.
Chris Brown. We got a Chris Brown. And everybody's like, is that Chris Brown? I'm like, that is not Chris Brown.
He's only a couple years younger than him. There's no way his parents thought of that.
Yeah, like what?
I bet they wish they would have changed his name by now. It's not a great person to have the same name
we went
as.
to high school with somebody named Chris Brown too.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what?
That's what I thought you were referring to. I was like,
No. Well, there's plenty of Chris
There's
Browns.
a lot of Chris Browns.
It's a very common name, but
boring.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Is there anything else for today?
No, that's it. Do you want to rate my review? What do you think?
Psych ward. I'd rate it. He needs to be in a psych ward.
Probably too. If I saw this come in for my restaurant, I'd be like, okay.
Honestly,
next.
but I would want him to keep coming in because this
That sounds interesting.
These swings of like wow to like oh my god, thank you guys. Like, fuck this. Thank you guys. Like but they couldn't even finish the sentence before he was like happy again.
Seriously, no. This reminds me of
and then he just like almost trauma dumps in the full review.
Literally, it's so funny because it's all caps, and all of a sudden the staff was very nice to me. I was bullied my whole life, and it's nice to have people who actually care for me. And then Jake bullies him by saying he needs to be on Wellbutrin. It's fine.
Well, he does like 300 milligrams.
Well, you know,
heavy dose.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the only other thing that I wanted to touch on, we have like 5 minutes left, was that I was looking at an industry page again the other day, and I saw one where a server posted in it and was basically complaining because she had 4 tables in one night stiff her, like $0.
Oh, I've seen this.
Did you see this one?
I think it was like $2, $3, $6.
Or no,
Maybe
she
it was a
said
different
4
one.
times $0. And then she like one of the times they were like, sorry, and said she was running around. It was busy and people were like asking a lot of her. And then one of them was even like, oh, thank you for doing so much. You were great. And then $0. And she said that at the last one, she considered like following them out the door and being like, what did I do wrong? Like I have bills to pay and kids to feed and whatever. And she said, I only walked out with about $200 or $150 or something like that. And all of a sudden it erupted in the comments. Like all these cooks and chefs and like bar backs and stuff were commenting like, that's more than I made in my shift. Like, count your blessings, dude. Like, sorry you got stiffed 4 times and you have to tip out other people, but you still made way more than I do my hourly. And it was just very interesting to see like the servers and bartenders going against the chefs, and like they were all just fighting in the comments. I'm like, we're a family here.
I'm like, we just shouldn't just.
I feel like if you're gonna complain about tips, it should be kept to
I don't think
servers and bartenders only. Like
people,
commiserate with them, not with people. Maybe not in the chat or a group.
You don't need to give specific numbers. I feel like that oftentimes like hurts people's feelings.
Yeah, well, it's like you still made more than me, and I worked just as hard as you did. You know,
I wasn't customer facing, but customers can be pretty fucking demoralizing sometimes.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, even like I feel like a busser or a bar back or a food runner, they don't speak to the people really. They don't see the tips coming in. Like they still make money the way you make money, but they don't get the wrath of it as much. So it's
ultimately not responsible. Like
no, or you could be responsible for no tip also.
Yeah, this is
depending
very true
on
as well.
If it's one of those people who like starts out at 20% and docks a couple percentages for everything you do wrong. Or
fuck people like that.
Was I talking to you about that in the car once, or was that someone else? I was like,
people always love to make that, like old boomers. Like
yeah, I was like, I need to talk about this.
Well, we're starting off at 20%. I'm like,
and every mistake you make,
and I'm like, and you're finishing with no food or drinks on your table. Have a good day. Bye. I'm not coming back.
We're done here.
I'm like, oh, no.
Go to Pizza Hut.
We're starting at 20% where you're getting 0% service. Bye. Don't fucking play that game with me.
I remember who I was talking to about it, but I was like, if they're gonna do that, at least start at like 30%. Start at
100%.
What?
Full 100. If you're gonna be,
if you're gonna be that picky, yeah,
you're gonna be saying shit like that to me. 150%.
Well, the thing is that most of them they know it's wrong and they're embarrassed about doing it, so they're not going to admit it to you right off the bat.
I was working at a place and somebody did that, and
did they admit it to you right away?
Yeah, they said it. They said it. Yeah, like, oh well, that takes just brought you down 1%. Oh god. And I said, oh, don't worry, you're auto-graded.
You said that?
Yeah,
that's hilarious. Like,
you don't actually have to worry about it.
What did they say?
I chose the 20% and it's not moving. And he was like, what? I'm like, we auto-grad here. Thank you though. I was like, that might work at other restaurants, but we auto-grad. He was like appalled. I was like, sorry.
I wonder if they do that because if they think like, oh, if I make a mention that I docked 1%, they're gonna start hustling for me. Yeah, and I'm gonna become their number one important table.
And I'm like, no. I'm like, it's gonna be 20% either way. Thank you though.
A lot of places are like cracking down on that now though, because you have to tax because it counts as a service fee then, so the tax is different for it.
It is that
if you auto-grad more. Yeah,
but. I mean, that was just like a one-time thing where I was just like, I bet you won't fucking use that fucking thing again.
Yeah.
He looks so stupid and for like a 6-up. I was like, sorry.
Oh yeah, if it's a 6-up, it's auto-graded. Duh.
Like, gratuity's already included, babe.
If you're a 2-top, it's one thing to start at 20% and move it down. I get it.
I should have been
a
like
little more understandable.
Like every fucking smartass remark you make, the service gets worse. You're like, now whose game is it?
This is mine or yours? Thought you should have worked at like, what is it, Dick's Last Resort or like Ed DeBevick's or something where the servers are mean to people. I think you would excel at that job.
I would have loved it.
You would have been so good at that.
I probably would have been stealing fries off their fucking plate too, but bitch.
Yeah, like the lady with the ravioli.
Yeah. Like you don't need it.
Salad fingers just going in for a little piece of fries.
Like you want a box?
I'm taking it home actually.
Or like they have a spot on their shirt and it's like, are you saving that for later, sis? Is that something you want me to get a ramekin for that you have on your shirt?
Can I wrap up the shirt too?
Yeah, right. Why are you trying to hide some food in your teeth?
Oh God, you'd be so good at it.
Trying to rob us?
You probably make people cry because I think you take it too far.
Well, that's the whole point.
You take everything too far.
You can't handle it, then leave. Nobody asked you to come in here. And 20%, bitch.
Damn.
I would be good at that.
Yeah, you'd be too good at it.
I know, I would hurt people's feelings.
Yeah, exactly.
That's okay.
That's fine.
And don't go here. Go to like Chick-fil-A or something. My pleasure.
Okay, well, I think that's the end of the episode. What shot are you gonna do for your Industry Sunday?
You go first. I'm thinking.
I'm gonna do a shot of Aperol Spritz because that's all I've drank in the last few weeks. I'll do it. Shot of Aperol then, fucking straight Aperol. Because I had one. I went to a bar on Sunday when I went to the Andersonville thing, and I had 2 Aperol Spritz. The first one was great, excellent.
You told me you only had one. Now there's 2.
Well, I didn't finish the second one, and for good reason.
Why?
The second one was straight Aperol.
Ooh.
And it was in a short glass too. I couldn't finish it.
You're like, can I get an Aperol on the rocks?
Yeah.
All right, so an Aperol Spritz shot.
That's because that's all I've been drinking, so it's only fitting.
I want. Fuck me, this is hard today. You know what I'll do? 99 bananas.
Ew. That does sound kind of good right now.
I know, it's like
It's only...
I like haven't seen one of those nasty ass shooters in so long, and I don't know where it was.
Did you have those at one point? I feel like you did.
What?
Had those shooters? Was that someone else I'm thinking of?
I think we got like a bag of random shooters at one time, and I think
Oh yeah, maybe at what
it
point?
was a couple years ago. But yeah, no, a shot of 99 bananas.
Sounds great
It's
to me.
disgusting.
That sounds wonderful. All right, well that's it.
Have fun with your blackout.
I think we should do a little bloopers after this episode because we had a long intro. That probably will be cut out. Yeah.
Bloop, bloop.
This is just a note for David. Put in the bloopers after the music.
What bloopers?
So hang out for a little bit for the bloopers.
We have blooper. I feel like
From the intro, we're not going to have a 2-minute, 3-minute long intro. Let's put them at the end.
I feel like we just are a blooper.
It was one big bloop.
Bloop, bloop.
This whole episode.
Bloop, bloop. I just blooped in my pants.
God. All right. Well, we have a couple exciting interviews coming up soon. But if you guys want to submit any ideas or any friends of yours that live in Chicago that want to be on the podcast, we're also going to start doing some virtual interviews. So if any of you are out of state, just send me a text or Instagram message, the Industry Sunday account.
Slide in the DMs.
You can also respond to this episode in the Q&A and say, hey, me. And just send me kind of like a summary of why you want to be on the podcast and where you've worked.
Relevance, and
yeah.
we'll put you on.
We'll keep your dirty secrets of where you've worked, but just let me know so I have a good idea of what to
Make them
expect.
dirty. Make them dirty.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Happy Industry Sunday. We'll see you next week.
Happy Industry Sunday.
Bye.
This is the captain speaking.
Are you ready, kids? Connect the cuts. Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain.
I can't hear you.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Oh.
Who lives under pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
There's another intro line.
CAMPFARESONG song. CAMPFARESONG song. And if you don't think we can sing it faster, then you're wrong. But it helps if you just sing along. Bum, bum, bum. CAMPFARESONG song. CAMPFARESONG song. And if you don't think we can sing it faster, then you're wrong. But it helps if you just sing along.
F is for friends who juice up together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere, at any time at all, down here in the deep blue sea. F is for fires that burn down cities. U is for uranium bombs. N is for...
I don't remember the N.
Oh my God, what's the N? I remember there's one, it's like...
Krusty Krab picture is the pizza for you
and me.
and me.
You're welcome, David, for that intro.
Yeah, you're welcome, Boopy.
Poopy.
Boo boo.